This episode of Marijuana Today Daily is brought to you by our friends over at Curaleaf, one of the nation's top multi-state cannabis operators, with 48 local dispensaries, 13 cultivation sites, and 12 processing facilities, serving up more than 150,000 registered medical marijuana patients. Check them out over at curaleaf.com, spelled Curaleaf. Good morning, Marijuana Nation. It's Thursday, August 1st, 2019, and you're tuned in to episode 767 of Marijuana Today Daily. I'm your host, Shay Gunther, and I'll be walking you through today's marijuana news and headlines. As always, we have a full and busy day of cannabis news in our hands, so let's jump right into it. Kyle Yeager over Marijuana Moment kicks off our news day today with a long and comprehensive write-up of last night's Democratic presidential candidates debate, which featured 10 candidates in all, including New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, former Vice President Joe Biden, Senator Kamala Harris, and Representative Tulsi Gabbard. This is one of those that you just need to swing over to in order to absorb all the right information. Kyle has lots here, including video of relevant parts of the night. One of the more cited cannabis-involved moments had Representative Gabbard criticizing Senator Harris for her work prosecuting people for marijuana-related crimes. Pop over to Marijuana Moment for the full read here. As always, we have all the news we cover linked to on our website at mjtodaydaily.com. Mary Jane's Chris Moore picked up on an important story that broke a week or so ago in Utah, with a leading Republican state senator being outed as a top distributor of opioid-based painkillers sold through his two rural pharmacies, even as he fights to restrict the state's new medical marijuana program. Republican State Senator Evan Vickers, also Utah's Senate Majority Leader, sponsored a recently passed bill that cuts the number of medical marijuana dispensaries to be opened in the state from 40 to 7, while banning edibles and gutting the list of medical marijuana qualifying conditions. It's against that backdrop that the news broke, turned up by journalist Angela Baca late in July, that Senator Vickers' two pharmacies were responsible for a third of all opioid-based painkillers prescribed in his county, more than any of the other pharmacies in the area, including Walmart. Read this story. Our final top headline today is an update to the story of embattled Canadian licensed marijuana producer CannTrust, which was operationally rocked last month when news broke that it had grown a lot of cannabis in unlicensed rooms that it had hidden from government inspectors. The company has now shed its CEO and board chair, and as Deb Borchardt has it over at Green Market Report, CannTrust has now hired Greenhill & Co. Canada Limited, a financial advisor firm, to help consider its options, which include selling itself to another larger operator or simply forming a merger with a competitor. Those are our top stories for today. It's time for Marijuana Today Daily Headlines Blitz. Before we blitz out on headlines, let's quickly thank our sponsor, Curaleaf, one of the nation's top multi-state cannabis operators with 48 local dispensaries, 13 cultivation sites, and 12 processing facilities, serving up more than 150,000 registered medical marijuana patients. I'm super happy to announce that Curaleaf is coming on board as the exclusive multi-state cannabis operator sponsor here at MJ Today Media. We've been working with the good folks over at Curaleaf for almost a year now and look forward to many more shows ahead telling you about all the things that they are up to. Swing over to curaleaf.com today, spelled Curaleaf, to learn more about Curaleaf the company, Curaleaf the stock, now traded up at the Canadian Securities Exchange under the symbol CURA, and Curaleaf's three main consumer lines: Curaleaf Medical Marijuana, Curaleaf Hemp, and Yuku Craft Cannabis. Big thanks to everyone at Curaleaf for supporting our work. All right, time for the blitz. California is opening back up a window of application for its legal marijuana social equity funding program, which has $10 million up for grabs in all 4 cities and counties to tap into to fund their own local initiatives. There are just 8 places in California with social equity programs, including San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Humboldt County, which will all get at least $100,000 in funding for applying, though obviously a straight even split would put more than $1 million up for each to grab. The application window closes at the end of this month. Jumping up to Alaska, we have an unfortunate story tied to that state's ongoing crisis of governance, where Republican Governor Mike Dunleavy is basically destroying everything good in the state in a calculated bid of conservative lawmaking and extreme funding cuts. It's too complicated a story to get into too much detail here, but is one worthy of having a good handle on. Governor Dunleavy vetoed more than $400 million from the state's budget, which is gutting important programs across the board, including its university system hit with a 40% budget cut. KTUU is reporting that those horror cuts include a pilot hemp cultivation program. Around 1,000 hemp plants that were part of the program were just recently destroyed because the state funding to grow them disappeared. Global News has an important story up about the difficulties that Canadians can experience when traveling to the United States if they should happen to have any kind of marijuana crimes on their record, however small the charge, and even if they've been formally pardoned for those crimes. As Global News has it, U.S. Customs agents can sometimes have access to records that hint at or even detail pardoned crimes, which should, by definition, not show up. That's causing some Canadians trying to come into the U.S. some grief in trying to cross, including a number who have been turned away with a lifetime ban from entering. The U.S. Coast Guard issued some clarified orders on Tuesday for its active duty members, barring them from any kind of involvement with marijuana, even in states where it's legal. That includes even entering a legal dispensary. Marijuana Business Daily is a good chart and story showing how the percentage of women executives in the legal marijuana industry has tracked over the last few years and how that compares to the broader business sector. The good news is that legal marijuana has, in 2015, 2017, and 2019, outperformed the overall business sector in having women in top executive positions. An average of just 21% of all business executives are women versus 36.8% in legal marijuana in 2019. 2015's level were about the same at 36%, with a dip to just under 27% in 2017. The marijuana numbers are derived from Marijuana Business Daily's annual reader surveys. And finally for today, Leafly picked up on a really interesting story out of Colorado, where a team of researchers are looking at the question of marijuana terpenes as to whether they contribute to the formation of smog. Terpenes easily evaporate into the air and are thus categorized as volatile organic compounds, or VOCs. While a small home grow operation might not throw off enough terpene VOCs to be concerned, it's a good question of whether larger commercial operations should have any kind of required mitigation system. That question becomes an even better one to ask in a city like Denver, which now has hundreds of large commercial cannabis cultivation operations. Swing over to read this story for more, including some particulars for how the research study is being carried out. Those are the headlines and news for the day. I'll be back with you again tomorrow morning with another information-packed episode of Marijuana Today Daily. But in the meantime, if you have any stories to share or feedback to give, zip us an email to headlines@mjtodaydaily.com. And while you're clicking around the interwebs, swing over to our Twitter account at mjtodaydaily and visit our website at mjtodaydaily.com to find links to all the news we cover. Thanks to our sponsor, Curaleaf, and to our awesome Patreon listeners for the support that makes this show possible. To join the illustrious ranks of the Patreon listeners yourself, swing over to our website at mjtodaydaily.com and click on that big blue button at the top of the page that says Become a Patron. I'm your host, Shay Gunther. Thanks for tuning in, starting your day with marijuana today. Today.
One take, Shay. One take.